A pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. We eat so many shrimp. I got iodine partners.
My bitch a choosy lover, never fuck without a rubber. Never in the sheets like it on top of the cover. Money on the dresser, drive a compressor. Top notch hoes get the most, not the lesser. Trash like the fuck for $40 in the club. Fucking up the game, bitch, it gets no love. She be cross country, giving all that she got. 1,000 a pop, I'm pulling business off the lot. I smashed up the gray one, bought me a red. Every time we hit the parking lot, we turn head. Some hoes wanna choose, but them bitches too scary. Your bitch chose me, you ain't a pimp, you a fairy.
A pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. We eat so many shrimp. I got iodine partners.
Baby, you been rolling solo, time to get down with the team. The grass is greener on that other side. If you know what I mean, I show you shit you never seen. The 7 wonders of the world. And I can make you the 8th if you wanna be my girl. I say my girl, I don't mean my woman, that ain't my style. Need a real street stalker, walk a green mile. I'm piling up the paper on the dining room table, cause you able to realize I'm the truth and not a fable. Baby, rockin' Russian sable, keep that chiller on the rack. What I look like with some $1,000 shit up on my back. I'm $1 million man that need $1 billion bitch. Put my pimpin' in your life, watch your daddy get rich. Easy as ABC, simple as 1, 2, 3. Get down with UGK, Pimp CBU with B. Cause what's a hoe with no pimp, and what's a pimp with no hoe? Don't be a lame, you know the game and how it goes. We try to get chose.
A pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. We eat so many shrimp. I got iodine partners.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Artie of Artie's Corporate Fiction. Happy Friday to all of you. What's up, Devin? I see you out there in the kick chat. I hope you guys have been doing well. Been okay, relatively speaking. You know, it's been a weird week. Weird is the best way I can describe it. So I figured, we could do some SovCit bingo, to kind of liven up the mood, have ourselves relax and chill. I would also say that, I've heard it's National Pizza Day, so I'll probably be heating something up in the oven. Sean, not pressuring, but the next time play zombies, bring me in. I'm almost on. Sean, I'll probably have to take you up on that. Although, if I'm going to be honest, I kind of like gotten away from zombies, but hit me up this weekend. See what I'm doing this weekend, because I finished Alan Wake, so I'm done with that for now. Anyway, so we have one that actually might involve maritime admiralty law, because I recall us going to this hearing, or watching a previous hearing involving this individual. He apparently was caught operating a boat while under the influence. So we might actually involve some legit maritime admiralty jurisdiction. And then I know Van Balian has at least 2 relatively new ones that I've only seen bits of, but I stopped watching when I realized that how much how many bingo boxes can be utilized there. So we're going to take a look at that too. Those 2, and then we'll kind of see where we go from there. All right. But I really appreciate you guys coming in. As always, I always appreciate you guys' support. Can't believe I've been live streaming for, oh my God, 8 years now. 8, actually, yeah. I've been live streaming it for 8 years, and I've had this channel for almost 5 years. So this should be fun. All right, let's switch modes. Everybody get your bingo cards out. I got mine out. And let's have some fun, okay? As always, thank you guys.
On the record in the 53rd Circuit Court for the County of Sheboygan, and We're providing public access both in the courtroom and also online.
Thank you, Randy.
First up, we've got the case of people
Hey, Randy, thank you for the kick sub. Much appreciated, Randy.
in the state of Michigan versus Trevor McLeod, file 23-6748FH. Mr. McLeod, good morning. Sir, would you step behind the bar, please?
He's by counsel.
He's not a licensed attorney.
Could we have I demand my right to counsel.
Sir, step behind the bar or you're going to be taken into custody. You're not an attorney, so gather your things. You can step behind the bar. I'll explain it in a minute.
We're not playing with that today. Well, this in terms of trying to bring in counsel to help him out.
So, Mr. McLeod, I first have to establish that you've told me before that you wanted to represent yourself. Are you changing your mind on that matter?
I'm bringing in my own counsel for the tribe, yes.
Is he an attorney licensed in the state of Michigan?
He doesn't have to be.
Yes, he does to practice in this court. So you're not wanting to represent yourself then? Am I hearing that correct? You want an attorney?
I have a right to counsel.
Yes, you do.
Doesn't have to be a licensed attorney.
Yes.
No, it doesn't.
No, it does. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Who do you think the court's going to side with?
In a courtroom, who do you think gets to decide that question? You or me? So me. And so you may be represented by an attorney, but it has to be a member of the bar of the state of Michigan. Now, I can tell you, I read your motion and Mr. Delpy's purported appearance, which is not authorized. And it seems to me that perhaps you want him just to explain some things to the court about the consent decree.
That's correct.
Now, for that purpose, in your motion, you may call him as an expert witness on that question. And he can offer testimony on your behalf as a witness.
Okay.
But I can't allow him to make arguments on your behalf or represent you in the case.
Well, that's why we put it in for limited.
Okay, so you just want him to offer some testimony about that stuff.
Sure.
Okay, so we can do it that way. And
Okay.
he can testify as a witness. There's no problem with that. Assuming
I am watching chat, Blue Bacon.
for witness and, you know, have to follow the rules of evidence and all that.
Sure.
All right. So with that in mind, then, I need to confirm, are you still desiring to represent yourself?
Yes.
Yes, you are. Okay. All right. So we are here on your motion to suppress. There is in the court file a preliminary examination transcript, so I did have an opportunity to review that, and I'll take judicial notice of those proceedings. So then I suppose we can take supplemental proofs. So Mr. McLeod, I guess, at the preliminary examination.
So Thale, wait, how many did he give? Oh my God. Thank you so much, Thale, for the was it 10 gifted subs? I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I always, you know, I can't thank you enough for your generosity, man. I appreciate it.
The conservation officer testified about his actions and observations that day. Did you wish to have him offer further testimony about that, or do you want me to just rely on the transcript of the preliminary exam?
I think we have to rely on the transcript.
Okay, Mr. Juliet, do you wish to supplement that in any way, or?
Just very briefly, and I believe he's on Zoom for testimony, if that's okay.
Okay, any objection to that, Mr. McLeod? To,
Yeah, I object.
What's that?
I object.
What's the basis for the objection?
That his testimonies, I've already got proof of perjury here.
Wait, what? What did he say? He said he just said he objects to the officer's testimony, and I don't know what he just said there. Hold on.
Allowed to,
Yeah, I object.
what's that?
I object.
What's the basis for the objection?
That his testimonies, I've already got proof of perjury here.
Oh, proof of okay. He just said I have proof of perjury.
Well, that doesn't tell me why he shouldn't be allowed to offer some additional testimony.
Because it's not valid. You can't trust it. He's already lying.
He's what?
He's lying.
Oh, he's
And
lying.
that's a different problem. I mean, if a witness testifies falsely under oath, that's, serious problems for the witness. But the prosecutor's saying they want to offer some additional testimony by the correction officer. So I'll allow that, and then you can cross-examine them, and then you can present witnesses in your own defense. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Anonymous, thank you for the $25 tip. Much appreciated.
Alexander Bourgeois.
Thank you.
His last name is actually Bourgeois. Oh my god. Hankies must hate him.
Where do you work?
I currently work for the Michigan DNR in the law enforcement division.
And how long have you been working there?
Since August of 2022.
Were you working on September 4th of 2023?
No, Bacon, why? Oh. We'll see.
And are you familiar with the defendant in this case, Mr. McLeod?
Yes, sir.
Did you have contact with him that day?
I did.
Thank you, Kat, for the tip.
And what was the reason for the contact?
We originally made contact with him because he had expired boat registration on his vessel. On making contact with him, it led to the arrest of him for boating under the influence.
All right, everybody, mark conveyance vessel.
Okay. Was there anything else that drew your attention to the defendant?
Yes, we originally made contact with him at the boat launch.
Hang on. There was an objection. What's your objection to that question?
They're trying to add testimony to the statements in the original testimony. That's not stated.
Well, that's
They're trying to change the story.
okay. Well, they are allowed to present, testimony here today, and I agree that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to supplement the record and give me some additional information that wasn't in the attachments or in the prior transcript. That is permissible, just like you're going to be able to offer further testimony from what you gave in the district court. So I'll take all those things into account. So that objection's overruled. Go ahead.
So I'll just repeat myself, officer. Was there anything else that drew your attention to the defendant?
Yes, when the defendant docked at the dock along the river, when he got off the boat, myself and the other conservation officers, we realized that he had difficulty getting off the boat, that he had to hold the post to get off of it. Once he had gotten off of the boat and he walked towards the bathroom, he stumbled and swayed up the dock and ramp and stumbled and swayed on his way back. That's when I made contact with him about the boat registration. And once I asked for the registration for the vessel, which obviously would be inside of it. He struggled to put his sandals back on longer than a normal person would. It took him about 10 seconds to put on a simple sandal. And then once he got into the boat, I noticed that he had lack of fine motor skills that would be common with somebody that's under the influence. I noticed that he had slurred speech. And then he also, I could tell that he showed just general signs of someone that might not be completely sober.
Okay. As part of your training as a conservation officer, do you receive any training in OWI related boating incidents, I guess?
Yes, we're trained in both normal motor vehicle, and then I myself am trained in BOI.
Okay. And before you, I guess, approached, can you explain the timeline of events? Did you notice any signs of intoxication before you made contact with the defendant?
Object.
Hang on, there's an objection. What's the objection? What's that?
What?
I'll sustain that. Maybe you can ask him, when did you notice any?
Oh,
So
bleeding.
when did you notice the signs of intoxication?
I noticed it as soon as he tried to get off the vessel, when he was stumbling and was having difficulty getting off of it. The water wasn't rough or anything that would cause any type of equilibrium imbalance. It was a calm, flat river, so the defense of that wouldn't be valid in my opinion. So when he's stumbling to get off of the
Okay, chill out, Officer Bourgeois. I mean, a little, yeah. I mean, that's for the judge to decide. All right, so chill out with the conclusions there. Okay.
Boat and then stumbling up the dock, it would show that he would be impaired on something rather than from the water.
Where were you when you noticed this?
5 feet away from on the other side of the dock. Had clear vision of it all the way up the ramp too.
And did you approach him after you noticed these signs of intoxication?
Yes, sir.
Did he, when you made contact with him, did he inform you that he was a tribe of a member of a Native American tribe?
No, sir. Nor did he advise me that he was in the.
Hang on. There was an objection, and Mr. McLeod, it might help a little bit if you would state your objections a little more loudly, so that the witness who's testifying remotely can hear that. The question was, did he tell you that he was a member of a tribe?
Yeah.
And there was an objection, the reason.
He's leading the witness, he's leading the question.
Well, I think that I'll overrule that. That doesn't suggest what the answer is. He's saying, did he tell you? The answer could be yes, it could be no. So that'll be overruled. Go ahead, Officer Bourgeois.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Did Mr. McLeod inform you of his membership in any Native American tribe or band?
No, sir. He didn't advise me that he was tribal, nor did I see him in the act of fishing. And either way, as a conservation officer, I have the right to make contact with him. And upon that contact, I would have observed his signs of intoxication. So
okay.
Tribal.
Okay, stop. Okay. I'm glad the judge is stopping. He's adding way too much information.
Hang on.
Yes, yeah. If I was, I'm like, I'm striking all of this because you're giving far too much information that goes beyond a yes or no answer. Like I would have objected on this guy's behalf because.
Hang on, you've done way more than answer my question. I'm going to strike everything you said after no.
Okay.
All right, just answer the question. Thank you. All right, go ahead.
So can I just repeat?
Yeah. No, you don't have to. I mean, it's asked and answered. I heard the answer is no. We didn't tell him.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Did you see any evidence of fishing related activity?
No, sir.
I have no other questions.
All right, Mr. McLeod, do you have questions for Officer Bourgeois?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Have you ever seen me walk before?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat? I'm sorry to hear you.
Have you ever seen me walk?
Ever seen you walk?
Yeah.
No, sir. The first time I made contact, you ever seen you in person was on that day.
Okay. Are you aware that I've had a double hip replacement?
No, sir.
Okay. So you made a determination that what's your basis for comparison of how I walk and what my gait might look like?
I would base it off of a normal human being. I mean, we see people walk every single day. So if someone's swaying, stumbling up a ramp, walking side to side along the ramp, struggling to use fine motor skills just to put their foot in a sandal, I would.
To be very honest, that wasn't actually a bad line of questioning necessarily, but he left the question as an open-ended, and that's his mistake. But that actually isn't bad to try and raise reasonable doubt as to whether or not, his method of walking could have been from his surgery versus any kind like signs of
I
intoxication.
would assume that would show signs of intoxication.
Well, you never asked if I was disabled or previously disabled.
No, but that would have been part of my questions upon doing the test. I would have done a medical screening, which you refused to do.
So you state in your testimony that your partner fell on top of me.
What?
Yes, sir. When during the wrestling to get your hands behind your back, yes, he fell on top of you while you were resisting.
You also state in your testimony that your partner advised me to put my hands behind my back, but I refused. Is that correct?
You did. Yes, sir. Yep.
You also state in your testimony that your partner was able to actually just cuff me without me complying. How did that go down?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear after the cuff part. What was that?
Your partner was able, you state in your testimony that your partner was able to actually just cuff me without me complying. How did that happen? Explain that to me.
He grabbed one arm, cuffed it, and then you refused to comply. You continued to keep your other arm away from him. You actually were laying on it with it underneath your chest, and he ended up able to roll you over, grab your arm, and then pull behind.
Why would you ask him to repeat that in testimony? That's no.
Your back and cuff you without you ever complying.
You also stated in testimony that you advised me that I was under arrest for boating under the influence. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
When did you advise me of that?
Before we even entered your vessel, we told you to step out, that you'd be under arrest for boating under the influence, and you stated no, which would be further resistance because it was a lawful order.
No further questions.
All right, any redirect?
No.
Right, thank you, officer. So do you wish the officer to, well, we should probably remove him from the meetings in case there's a trial. All right, so Officer Bourgeois, thank you for your testimony here today and your excuse.
Thank you, sir.
All right, any additional proofs from the people?
No, thank you.
Okay, Mr. McLeod, do you wish to present any witnesses in support of your motion to suppress?
No. Oh, yes, I was like Mr. Belkey.
Okay, Mr. Belfi, you want to come on up to the witness stand, sir?
Okay, so this was his supposed counsel.
The record, I think it should be Dr. Belkey.
What?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's fine. I didn't-
Uh,
I
okay.
forgot. Dr. Belfi, please raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you
I
God?
certainly do.
Okay, you can be seated. And
Okay.
can you state your name for the record and spell your last name for us, please?
My name is Dr. Phil Belfy, and the spelling is Bellfy.
Okay. All right, thank you, Dr.
Belfi.
Belfi. Mr. McLeod, go ahead. with your
Dr.
question.
Mr. Belkey, could you explain to the prosecutor who holds jurisdiction in the
Oh God, here we go. Jurisdiction.
Could you give me that one piece
Objection
of
that calls
paper?
for a legal conclusion.
Hang on, there's an objection here. So, Mr. McLeod, I mean, you're doing fine in representing yourself. I guess I'll sustain that objection. How you need to proceed with an expert witness first is ask
You need
Dr.
to-
Belfi some questions.
Yes, you have to establish him as an expert witness, asking about his background, his experience, on this, that, and the other.
About his education background in the area. And then the prosecutor will have a chance to do some follow-up questions if they see fit. And then you would ask the court to recognize Dr. Belfry as an expert in a particular area. And then if that's accomplished, then you can ask him his opinions in that area. So why don't you go ahead and just start and ask him a bit about his background.
Mr. Belfy, what is your area of expertise?
I have a PhD in American Indian Studies. It's not called that, but that's what it is. And I am professor of American Indian Studies for Michigan State University. I'm retired now, but I'm professor emeritus of American Indian Studies. And I've also been qualified and admitted to practice tribal law in the Sault Ste. Marie Tribal Court.
Okay.
And my entire academic career has been involved with treaty issues and court cases and all those types of things. So I don't want to be real vain about it, but I would consider myself to be an expert.
Do you have familiarity with how the tribes that are parties to the consent decree have implemented the provisions about boat and vehicle and snowmobile registration? In other words, my question is, do the tribes issue their own registration for any of these vessels, or
Not that I'm aware of.
so in your, have you represented in tribal courts,
I'm sorry,
object to what?
to you trying to interpret the consent decree.
Oh, I'm not trying to interpret the consent decree. I'm asking Dr. Belfi his opinion about.
Yeah.
Just, the court is allowed to ask questions.
Yeah.
So
So it sounds like they're so I was noticing people in chat saying that this guy is not actually a crank, but he is sounds like he is actually a doctor um on American Indian Studies. And I don't think the tribe that he's said that he's licensed to practice tribal law in that with that tribe. Doesn't sound like it's a made up tribe like some of these other SovCits like to do. So now he's asking whether he's asking the professor whether he's aware whether he has an understanding or he understands I guess a consent decree that was made between the state of Michigan as well as several of the tribes when it comes to boating boating in other vehicles. So
We do, the tribes don't issue registration for vessels.
Not that I'm aware of, no. What they do issue, if you're a tribal member like Trevor, they issue you cards
Yes.
that show that you're a tribal member, you have the right to do whatever it is that you get a permit for.
All right, do you have any knowledge about,
okay, so I think the conclusion that people are drawing here is that that he could provide his expert testimony as regard to fishing within a tribe, but this isn't an issue involving fishing. It's involving DUI. This is a DUI issue, not a fishing issue.
If non-tribal law enforcement sees a vessel with no registration or expired registration, do you have any experience or knowledge based on your studies of the consent decree about how that's handled, how law enforcement is supposed to recognize if something is a tribal vessel and not subject to it, or a non-tribal vessel subject to it? And if you don't know, that's fine. Maybe that's a question for me to
Well,
ask the parties' arguments, but if you have any knowledge about that.
I do have some knowledge in that, yes. If the non-tribal law enforcement officer who draw, the instant that that person or anybody discovers that the person is a tribal member, that's when the jurisdiction ends. According to everything that I've read and everything that I've learned, when it's cross-deputization arguments. If, for example, Trevor was taken downtown or taken to this building, I suppose, people who were in the building, presumably, knew that he was a tribal member. It was at that moment that the jurisdiction transfers from this particular court to the tribal court.
Okay, so the professor's saying that, and I think this is what the judge was trying to get at, is whether it's that if he's a member of the tribe, then his boat would not be subject to the laws of the state of Michigan, or at least that's what I think that's what he's trying to bring him in to testify to. And it sounds like that's what the professor is saying, but yeah. But I also would say, like, does a jurisdiction carry with the person? Or does a jurisdiction carry, there's a jurisdiction is limited to the geographic area? Because I'm pretty sure a tribal member, if they step onto non-tribal land, they're still subject to the laws of that, to the laws of that land. I don't think, because that's what a lot of SovCits like to do, or a lot of Moorish sovereign citizens like to argue, is that the jurisdiction, carries with them the person, like as though like they're like an actual diplomat or something like that. They have diplomatic immunity. That's not usually how the case. A tribal member in Arizona if they leave the reservation and go into Phoenix or something like that, they're subject to Phoenix's laws.
And that's what the cross deputization is all about.
All right, thank you. Any further questions as a question, Mr. McLeod?
No further questions.
Any further questions as a result of the board's question? Okay. Thank you, Dr. Duffy. Mr. McLeod, do you have any additional witnesses you wish to present or evidence?
No, thanks.
All right, any developers, Mr. Juliet? No, thank you. Mr. McLeod, it's your motion to dismiss. I have reviewed your motion and your reply to the prosecutor's response, but now you also have an opportunity to make any argument you want in support of your motion. But
I'd like to submit this. I was told to play a disc for the court today. So I brought it with me.
what is that?
It's a video of me being on the boat and the officer stepping onto the boat and me putting my hands behind the back.
Is that like, is there body cam footage?
No, it's a Snapchat that one of my guests filmed.
Okay, has the prosecutor had an opportunity to review
Yes,
that?
they've had it since September.
Okay. Any objection to that being admitted? No, that's fine. Okay, so if we can,
Well, the one thing, I mean, Native American law in the United States is messy as all hell, and the primary reason for that is because the relationship that each tribe has with the state and or the feds is going to be distinguished between each tribe. No relationship between the tribe, the state, and the feds is going to be the same for every tribe, or almost all the time. Sometimes there might be uniformity, but there certain aspects there's going to be uniformity. But yes, whether there's concurrent jurisdiction or and what have you, it's going to really depend on the tribe and the reservation.
mark that as defense exhibit 2. Do you know how long that video?
10 seconds. About 7 seconds.
7 seconds. So 2 is admitted. Well, what we could do is we could take a 5-minute recess for me to.
Well, can I submit this along with it so you can take this into recess with you?
Well, what is that?
This is part of Officer Bourgeois' testimony from my preliminary hearing.
Well, I have the transcript. You can just tell me what page.
It's page 16 and it's line 7, 8. And then, well, there's other lines in there, but that's the main one I want you to look at.
Okay,
Line 7 and 8.
page 16, starting at line 7, the court can take judicial notice of the records in the court file, including the preliminary examination. So you want me to kind of view the video in context for this testimony and compare the two?
Yes.
Okay, so what we could do is I can take a 5-minute recess. I can't play it on this computer, but I'll go and watch it and come back in 5 minutes. Thank you. All right, thank you. I've had a chance to watch Defendant's Exhibit 2 and compare it to the testimony of the officer on page 16 of the preliminary examination transcript. Mr. McLeod, go ahead and make any additional arguments you want in support of your motion to suppress.
Well, I think that we need to impeach that whole officer's testimony because he's clearly lying from the facts of what happened that day. And he's lying under oath, which is perjury. So that's my motion is to impeach everything that he said.
All right, thank you. Mr. Juliet?
I guess I would just first take note that this is what I view as a motion to suppress based on an unconstitutional stop. The case on point is Terry versus Ohio. States that a temporary investigative detention may be based on reasonable suspicion when an officer observes unusual conduct which leads the officer reasonably believe in light of his experience that criminal activity may be afoot. The officer testified that he was on patrol on the Sheboygan River. Then he observed the defendant's boat registration to be out of date. Upon further observation, he observed what he testified to be.
No, Angstball, you can't make up a motion for perjury. You can try to perjure you could call into question somebody's testimony by providing contradictory statements. You know, but that's more of like an issue of like attacking the credibility. That afterwards, you know, if a prosecutor wants to come in and charge somebody with perjury, they can. But he's like you know, he perjured himself, or he you could call into question his testimony, and that's something that for the judge as the trier of fact and law in this case, it's not a jury trial. He can be the one to make a determination that the officer's credibility has been shot based upon what he sees in the video as compared to what he testified to.
The signs of intoxication. I think that alone satisfies the reasonable suspicion test. As to the
I object, and the reason why is because I'm showing that this officer, his testimony can't be trusted.
Okay.
So how can we trust the fact that he's saying I observed this or I observed that when he's lying?
Okay, and that's more in the form of a rebuttal argument than an objection. So Mr. Juliet, can
Exactly.
you as the moving party, you'll have a chance to make a rebuttal argument. Continue.
So just as to the inland consent decree, I did misquote in my original response that the defendant must present evidence. I did submit a amended response. He only needs to possess that evidence.
Change the word.
When the officer made contact with the defendant, he had no idea he was Native American. He didn't see any fishing gear or anything like that. So I don't think that the inland consent decree really shields the defendant in this case.
Well, can I ask you, so do you concede then? So let's say they make contact with them and they learn that he's a member of the, are you a member of the Sioux tribe? He's a member of the Sioux tribe. They can't write him a ticket for the unexpired or for the expired registration, correct?
Well, I can answer that in two ways. Based on my understanding is that
Okay, so here we go.
would be shielded from civil infraction ticket if there's possession of some sort of fishing gear or something like that. But based on Dr. Belfie's testimony, I think that unless the DNR officer has some knowledge that he's a member of a Native American tribe, I don't think that can be imputed to the officer to just automatically know that he's a member.
Okay. Can I ask you, have you seen this?
Okay, so there's an open question as to whether or not he as in the defendant made it known to the officer that he's a member of the tribe, but so and the prosecutor saying that based on the testimony, if he did make himself aware, then the registration offense probably would not be citable, but also at the same time, it can't dismiss the entirety of the thing, because how would he's right, how would the officer know that he's a member of the tribe if he doesn't come to him first? So the officer can stop him for an alleged expired registration, but then once he realizes that he's a member of the tribe, then he can't cite him for it.
6-second video clip.
Yes, I have.
What am I to make of the fact that that appears to depict something different from what is described by the officer's testimony at page 16?
Well, I don't think it describes that at all. I mean, that's a video that they're on the dock. The R&O happened in the boat. So
No, this is in the boat, and the video.
Okay. So now the judge is describing the video that the defendant submitted. Apparently, he said that a friend or a guest of his recorded a Snapchat video of the incident. But thank you, Arian Rod, for the 5 gifted memberships. Much appreciated.
Shows
let's reverse a bit so we can hear it again.
What is described by the officer's testimony, page 62. 6-second video clip.
6-second video clip.
Okay. Can I ask you, have you seen this 6-second video clip?
Yes, I have.
What am I to make of the fact that that appears to depict something different from what is described by the officer's testimony, page 16?
Well, I don't think it describes that at all. I mean, that's a video that they're on the dock, the RO happened in the boat, so.
No, this is in the boat, and the video shows Mr. McLeod standing there talking to the officers, engaged in some conversation with them. The officer steps aboard, stands behind him, and grabs Mr. McLeod's hands, and both hands are being brought behind his back, certainly by the officer, but with no apparent resistance from Mr. McLeod.
Okay, well, to that, if the court's gonna, I guess, ask that question, that's a question of fact, the right to resist an unlawful arrest at a jury or bench trial.
No, I'm saying I didn't see any resistance.
Ooh. Uh-oh. Officer might be lying.
Or
There's
refusal.
testimony that he did resist. I mean,
But the video allegedly shows
the
otherwise.
video is only a few seconds long.
But the key element here is the 6 seconds show him at the point of him being arrested, not.
Thank you, Mr. McLeod, any rebuttal argument?
Like Mr. Belfi testified, this document's not open to interpretation by anybody in this room. It has to go to the Western District of Michigan. And certainly not Mr. Juliet has any qualifications to make any interpretations on this document. If without some consent decree.
Thank you. Well, Mr. McLeod has filed a motion to suppress the evidence because of essentially an illegal stop or search or seizure. Some of his arguments sort of blend into a motion to quash for lack of evidence as well. In terms of the suppression, so there is evidence in the record now and testimony about this 2007 consent decree, and that Mr. McLeod is a member of a tribe that's a party to that consent decree.
Well, the problem. Well, yeah, yes. The Snapchat is less than 10 seconds. I agree, but the judge is saying that the 6 seconds of video showed the moment that he was placed under arrest by one of the officers. And if you remember from the officer's testimony, he testified that he resisted at the point where he was trying to be arrested. Like he alleged that the defendant, like, was struggling, that he wouldn't get one of his arms, wouldn't get one of his arms off his chest or off his stomach, and that he had to force his other arm or like put him on the ground and put him on. The other officer had him on top of him and dragging his arm from underneath his stomach to get him arrested. But apparently, according to the video, yes, which is 6 seconds, but according to the judge, it was at the point where he was being placed under arrest. Allegedly, there was no resistance. There was no resistance. So that's pretty damning against the officer here.
That would shield him from prosecution for or from laws regarding registration vessels if he possesses evidence of fishing or whatnot. We're not here on an expired registration matter. If we were, Mr. McLeod may well have valid defenses to that. What we have is a non-tribal law enforcement officer sees a vessel underway on navigable waters and sees an expired registration date. So I think that gives the officer reasonable suspicion to make contact with the operator of that vessel. And that's consistent with Dr. Belfi's testimony as well, that they can make the contact, and then as soon as they know there's issue, then, at some point, that their jurisdiction to enforce that, may divest. And I understand Mr. McLeod is saying, well, they never gave me an opportunity to tell them that because we're right in the middle of it, right from the initial contact. But be that as it may, I think the testimony, including from Dr. Belty, is law enforcement, they don't know if something's a tribal vessel or not, whether it's operating under this consent decree or not. They see a vessel on the waters of Michigan with an expired registration. They're allowed to make contact with that person to find out what's going on. The officer did testify that even before making contact with Mr. McLeod, they observed what they thought to be evidence of impairment. So that's the initial contact is not a constitutional violation, nor is it a violation. It doesn't appear to be a violation of the consent decree either. It's the initial contact, and there's evidence of the impairment right there. So now they're beginning an investigation for impaired operation of a vessel.
Well, I object, Your Honor.
Well, you're objecting to the judge's decision. So the judge is basically saying that the issue here was that the officer first wanted to stop him for not having registration or having expired registration on a boat. The officer would, and according to the expert's testimony, the officer wouldn't know at that time that he was a member of a tribe and therefore was exempt from having registration. And then he also, the judge is also relying on the testimony of the officer that he observed impairment from the defendant. The thing is, like, I mean, again, we don't know what was in the video, so we can't exactly compare ourselves as to what was or was not seen. But I mean, I don't know, my credibility. If the video, the Snapchat video, was so wildly off from what the officer testified, I mean, for me personally, I find his credibility completely shot.
I want you to take a look at the MCL, that the Michigan compiled law that has to do with this OWI on a boat.
Oh yeah, that you weren't
Section-
operating.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was docked.
and I've reviewed that argument that Mr. McLeod says he wasn't operating, and he's correct that he wasn't operating the vessel at the time they made contact with him. You're right,
Yeah, it was docked and tied off, shut up, keys rod.
right. But they did, the testimony.
Well, I object to their testimony being valid, they're lying, I've got proof of it.
Well, I've heard the arguments, I let you make your arguments, and now I'm making my ruling. I lost my train of thought.
You're welcome.
So at the time they make contact, Mr. McLeod is not then operating the vessel. But they did testify that they saw him observe it, that he's at the helm, it's under throttle, because the flow of the river would mean that it would have to be under throttle to approach the dock in that direction. They saw him with his hand at the helm and at the throttle. So they observed him operating.
They observed me operating with a beer in my hand or drinking.
That's true.
And also,
I need to make my ruling. I need to make a record without this just back and forth.
okay, but I want to make part of the record too, is that we were sitting at that dock drinking alcohol and beer before those guys pulled up to us. So there's no way they can determine.
Okay, well, that's a different issue.
Okay.
Doing this one at a time.
Okay.
So that they're allowed to, they observe him operating the vessel. They're allowed to make the initial contact because of an expired registration. As they're making that contact, they see evidence of some impairment and begin an impaired operation of a vessel investigation. That's all lawful. And so for that reason, the motion to suppress evidence for an unlawful stop or seizure is denied.
I would say
And
true.
to the extent it's a motion to quash the information or dismiss because of lack of evidence of resisting or lack of evidence of operation. There's at least probable cause of that to support the bind over from the testimony. He's resisting
If you believe
the commands to leave the vessel. They do complete an investigation for the impairment. Now, Mr. McLeod certainly has some evidence to support his defenses, including the video that I watched that does, it's just a snippet of time, so that doesn't, I can't dismiss the charges based on that video, Mr. McLeod, because it doesn't show me everything they have.
But it shows you the officer perjured himself.
Well, you're gonna get to show that to a jury.
Sure.
Okay.
And,
So that's where we're going.
yes, so I'm gonna deny your motions to dismiss or suppress based on.
So I would agree with there that because of the short amount of video, there's really hard. It's really hard for the judge to completely dismiss the case or dismiss the charge entirely. But it can absolutely undermine the credibility of the officer in front of a jury.
Law, because the officers had a right to make contact, and they say that the evidence of impairment was evident on that initial contact. But these issues are all things that you can present at a jury trial. So do you wish to represent yourself at a jury trial, or do you want counsel for that?
I'm not going to make that decision right now.
Okay, well, what we'll do is that's fine. We'll have you come back in a couple of weeks. And then at that point, if you want a jury trial, I'll give you a date. If you want an attorney, you can hire one. It's gotta be, you know.
I'm gonna need some more time in a couple of weeks because I'm gonna be appealing this decision, which I'm gonna want, right?
Okay. That's fine.
I motion for time to file an interlocutory appeal.
That's fine. That would be, you'd have to file that to the Michigan Court of Appeals, and you certainly have that right. So what I'll do is, I have these handwritten docket call orders. So they're scheduled for docket call. I'll write on here, defendants. Motion to suppress is denied for the reasons stated on the record. And your time frame to file that interlocutory appeal would flow from today's date, and this will be the written order, and you can get a copy from the court. I'll have you come back on.
I think we got enough here. To be perfectly honest, I thought he didn't do a bad job. I mean, we obviously didn't get much in the way of bingo, but he actually provided what I thought was a good faith argument in terms of whether or not tribal law superseded the superseded Michigan law when it comes to the registration. And also he provided, although a tiny snippet, he did provided what the judge said is evidence that the officer may have been a little bit, may have possibly embellished his claim that he was resisting arrest. So I mean, it's not bad. It also sounds like he's taking this a little bit seriously, but for a SovCit, he did pretty good. I mean, well, NNLELG, I mean, I am absolutely positive that he made SovCit arguments at the first hearing that we covered. I'm absolutely, because I think he served as a matter of fact, I think he served a day in jail for contempt because he wouldn't shut up about it. Because I think he actually did, because he was pulling the SovCit arguments back then. But this one, no, I don't think I ever heard any SovCit arguments. These were actual legitimate arguments involving tribal jurisdiction and also him providing evidence to undermine the credibility of the officer, which is what you're supposed to do when it comes to cases like this. Anyway, I'll be right back. And then I might show what Blue Bacon's present is. So hold on. Hold on. Be right back. Okay, hold on. Guy. This so much. Why did you do this? Why are you doing this to me? And to all my... Oh god, no. What the is this? So this is compliments of blue bacon. He shared me this video. My sensitivity readers who, after being revived with smelling salts, suggested the following trigger warnings. Dinosaurs, sex, dinosaur sex, ornithocelidophobia, fisting. I already lost track of what I wanted to show next. What the hell did I want to show next? I don't even know. All right.
Fairlife Nutrition Plan is a tastefully made shake with 30 grams of high-quality protein and 2 grams of sugar.
How traveling works.
Here's the deal, sir. You want to ride a bike? Ride your bike. You want to operate a motor vehicle on roads open to the public and you don't want to have insurance? You ask for a trial. We're going to have a trial. So I'm going to tell you how the rules work here, all right?
Welcome back to the Van Balian channel, guys. Today we head to an Oregon courtroom for a video where a sovereign citizen, who I can only assume is representing himself for the very first time, makes a complete fool of himself by asking nonsensical questions and by making the same dumb arguments during his trial for driving on a suspended license and no insurance. And unfortunately for him, the judge is not playing any of his games and deals with him accordingly. Right, let's get into the video.
Are you waiting for any witnesses?
No, sir.
Okay, trial starts at 10, but if you're ready to go,
Yeah, I'm ready.
we can get started early, if that's all right.
That's fine with me.
All right, Beverly, you
May I ask a question?
yeah,
Oh boy.
Is this a court of record?
Uh-oh.
there's not a recording, if that's what you're asking.
Oh, there's not? Okay. Me being a natural man and this being an administrative court.
Oh my god. I'm gonna count that as free man, free inhabitant.
I move to have this dismissed.
You know what? I'm not gonna, you asked for a trial, we're gonna have a trial, so I'm gonna tell you how the rules work here, all right?
I understand, but
Thank you.
it's an administrative court and I'm not a legal fiction.
Sir,
Legal fiction.
The state of Oregon
you
is.
need to stop. All right, this is a time set for trial. This is a matter that we're going to hear today, which is driving while suspended issued as a violation of driving uninsured. I'm going to go over some of the ground rules. First, law enforcement carries the burden of proof on this case. They will go first. You will want to listen to them because once they're done, you will have an opportunity to ask questions of law enforcement, all right? And law enforcement may have rebuttal information. They'll give their rebuttal information. Once they rest, they'll rest their case. Then it'll be your opportunity to present your case, all right? Law enforcement's going to do the same thing. They're going to listen to what you have to say, and then once you're done, they're going to have a chance to ask you any questions, and then you can have some rebuttal. I may do some rebuttal, and then once I'm done, I will make a decision. Do you have any questions about how this is gonna go?
When can I challenge jurisdiction?
You're not gonna get to channel jurisdiction. You asked for a trial, we're gonna have a trial.
I understand, and can't I challenge
Good.
jurisdiction at any time
File
during the
your
trial?
necessary- File your.
My God.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm not a legal fiction, sir. I'm a natural man.
Okay.
The state of Oregon, where's the injured party?
Sir?
Injured party. Injured party.
Party.
Trial today?
I had no other choice.
Okay, well, then we're having a trial.
Where's the injured party?
Raise your right hand.
I was traveling under common
Raise
law.
your right hand.
Okay, first of all,
Common law.
that's not how traveling works. If it was, then you would not be in court, Charles.
Oh my God, he's got it. He's got Chicago Motor Coach. He's got Thompson versus Smith. He's got all the cases.
Charged with having no insurance.
Hurtado versus California.
And driving on a suspended license. And secondly, yes, you can challenge jurisdiction at any time.
Commercial motor vehicle.
But the way to raise that argument, if you even have one that makes sense, is like the judge said, through a motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction, and not by blurting it out like a moron just as the trial is about to start. And finally,
Nah, I'm not counting that.
is the injured party, whether you like it or not, and anyone with the misfortune to get into an accident with you because you drive around without insurance. And we've all seen how you guys treat your victims thanks to this video.
I asked Mr. Towner if it was his vehicle and if he had proof of insurance. He told me he did not have insurance, and I issued him a citation for driving while suspended violation and driving uninsured, and I issued him a warning for expired registration.
All right, anything else?
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Go ahead. Sir, it's your opportunity.
Okay, me being a natural man who was
God.
traveling under common law, there's no right to give me a ticket or citation. I was not operating in commerce.
These aren't questions. You're now stating things. You're making statements. You're testifying. Stop testifying.
I was operating in my private capacity in my private property. It's my understanding that an administration court, especially Admiralty,
Oh, Admiralty! Dang it! I cannot believe we didn't even get there in the last video. Maritime Admiralty! If you got it, mark it.
can see by the gold fringe that
Gold fringe! Oh my God, gold fringe!
it's a contract court. I am an unfranchised free American. The Constitution, the First Amendment, gives me the right to travel unhindered.
Right to travel! Damn.
Unless I'm operating under commerce,
Commerce! Oh my God!
which I was not. I was in my private capacity. So I moved to have this dismissed.
I like how he's making this while the officer's on the stand still.
So that was your opportunity to cross-examine the officer who pulled you over, but
Yeah, exactly.
instead it turned it into a conspiracy-laden monologue about Admiralty courts and gold-fringed flags. But please continue. Don't let me stop you from making an even bigger fool of yourself.
According to Cornell law,
Cornell.
driver means any
Ooh.
person who operates in a commercial motor vehicle. I was not driving, I was traveling. It is my constitutional right to travel.
I'm actually surprised that the judge is just letting him go, honestly, because my understanding is that the officer's still on the stand and the judge is letting him just ramble and not ask questions.
Which I was doing. I do not.
Anything else?
The Constitution
Oh, there you
says
go.
that no state can provide or make a license or a fee.
No, he did not. Yeah, he did not. He said on the. He asked if this hearing was on the record. He didn't say for the record.
For constitutional right. I have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Okay.
And the state cannot infringe on that.
Anything else?
Anything else?
I challenge the jurisdiction of this court because I am a legal fiction and there is no injured party. So how can I be?
Anything else?
No, that's it, sir.
Good, let's get straight to a verdict. I'm sure you all saw coming a mile off. Though I am a little bit disappointed he didn't try to cite Thompson versus Smith on that.
True.
He downloaded from the SovCit website, but
Or Chicago Motor Coach.
next time, I guess. Right, here's the verdict.
Okay, I note that there was a plea of not guilty to driving while suspended and driving uninsured. Make a finding of guilty results in a conviction on both. And I will impose the fine. Here's the deal, sir. You want to ride a bike? Ride your bike. You want to operate a motor vehicle on roads open to the public and you don't want to have insurance? That's where we're going to have.
I was operating an automobile, not a motor vehicle. So you want to go legalese or Webster's Merriam Dictionary?
Oh, he's gonna smack him with the legalese. Go, King. You tell that
You guys
judge.
can use your terms when you want.
Two fines. One's going to be imposed at $330. The other one's at $213.
Okay, and those will be appealed.
Sorry, sir.
Nothing, never mind.
That it?
This is for you, sir.
I don't enter into any contracts with you.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Okay,
If you want this, you can have it. If you don't, that's fine.
okay.
Corporation is not of the people or by the people.
So there we are, guys. Another SovCit makes a complete fool of himself by misinterpreting the law, completely misunderstanding his rights, and then contradicts himself by telling the judge he doesn't enter into contracts with judges immediately after saying he wants to appeal his decision to another judge he supposedly doesn't contract with. Make that make sense if you can, because I can't. Right, thank you so much for watching, guys.
Man, I'm shocked. Nobody got bingo. He was laying down so many boxes. All right, this one I haven't seen either.
Documents are likely faked.
For the record, reserve all
Oh, there you go. For the record.
rights delegated by God, protected by the Constitution. Did you swear an oath to protect and serve the Constitution, sir?
Okay, I'm not here to answer any questions for you, okay?
Under corpus juris secundrums, these are the case law, too, for the right to travel.
Secundrums. Corpus juris secundrums.
You're not understanding, sir. And that's okay. And I'm not trying to insult your intelligence. I'm actually a living man. Hold on.
Welcome back to the Van Balian channel, guys. Today we head to Florida, where a manic sovereign citizen from
Corpus juris secundum is essentially a legal encyclopedia. But it's just like Black's Law Dictionary. It's like a secondary source of law, and not to be taken as like definitive fact or binding, I should say. It's a secondary source that can be cited, but like I said, secondary source or like persuasive.
Maine, who is clearly new to all this, at least in Florida that is, gets pulled over for driving without insurance, tags and registration, and attempts the script and tries to lie to a Florida Highway Patrol officer. And let's just say things don't really go well for him. Right, let's get into the video.
For the record, reserve all rights delegated by God, protected by the Constitution. Did you swear an oath to protect and serve the Constitution, sir?
Okay, I'm not here to answer any questions for you, okay? The reason being I stopped you on Trooper AJ with Florida Highway Patrol. because that tag, okay? That tag.
I understand.
Back, the only thing doesn't seem to be an official tag. Is that a real tag? Out of
It's actually a real tag.
Okay, from which state?
Well, it's actually from the Nationals. You ever heard of the Assembly?
So yeah, they're American state nationals. I mean, they're taking right now. It does feel like they are the primary flavor of SovCit in the country.
That's okay.
Hold on, I have documents. I do.
Okay, first of all, good on that officer for telling this guy straight that he's not there to answer his questions, which, as you will see, puts him on the back foot a little bit. And secondly, if you have documents to back up your fake plates, then your documents are likely fake too. Oh, and by the way, we find out later on in the video this guy's from Maine, so I'm guessing he's rocking a plate that looks a little something like this.
Okay, can I see your driver's license?
Well, I'd still like to reserve all rights, okay? Delegated by God, protected by the Constitution, recognized in the UCC 1-308 without...
Oh! UCC!
This, I'm reserving all rights. Okay. Also, any actions commenced against me may be in violation of USC 18241, which is conspiracy to go against my rights, even intimidation, coercion, all those things, and my constitutional rights under color of law, as well as also 242 could be deprivation of rights under color of law. Please note that you have been informed. I am doing everything under duress.
Under duress! Bingo! Woo! I got it! Bingo! Finally, I feel like it's been like ages since I've gotten bingo. All right, guys, we are going to reset. Well, no prize because I won. Everybody, we're resetting and we're starting fresh. Reset your cards.
Documents to prove that I'm a national, one of the people of the several states. This is a private automobile operating in a non-commercial capacity.
I'll count that as commerce, not for hire.
I'm not operating in a for-hire capacity, and
there you go.
I am not engaging in any commercial use, so I'm not really technically driving because I'm not operating in a for-hire capacity.
Sorry fella, the law says you need registration and insurance to drive a vehicle on a public road. And nowhere in that law does it state only if you're in commerce. So you've just wasted a load of oxygen for nothing.
Now, I do have documents that prove that I can travel, okay? I have them right here. Under corpus juris secundums, and I have my documents as well as I have my ID to prove that I'm a Maine state national. So, this is a part of the juris secundum, the laws that are on the back of that plate.
The securum
are right here.
Well, good for you. You still need to produce your license when a cop requests it, and no amount of pseudo-legal word salad will change that. Also, it's corpus juris secundum, not secundrum, which is essentially a legal encyclopedia he is no doubt cherry-picking from.
Okay.
Now, I know you are probably... These are the case law, too, for the right to travel.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Also, what I need from you is a driver's license. Do you have a driver's license or ID?
If I hand you a driver's license, I'm technically not driving, but I do have, if I do it, it's under duress. But I'm not
under duress.
For hire capacity. So please note that you've been informed. I do have a legal, valid driver's license.
Thank you.
Now, this vehicle was just bought. Where we're going is to the insurance company to go put insurance on it so we can register it.
Okay.
So the reason why that plate's on there is so that there is no plate.
Did you actually say right to travel? I don't know why I missed it. All right, right to travel.
You understand? But that is a private. If you read that plate right here.
That plate's not issued to you by state. It's not issued to you by government entity, right?
I'm actually a living man. Hold on. Sir.
A living man. I'm counting that as a freeman, free inhabitant.
I think you're not understanding, sir. And that's okay. And I'm not trying to insult your intelligence.
But that's exactly what you're doing if you expect him to believe that story.
No, he said not for hire, not in a commercial capacity. He said something to that effect, and I counted that as commerce, not for hire. That's after the refresh.
Worry about you buying the vehicle recently, and you were just on your way to get it insured so you can get it registered. You must think we were all born yesterday if you think we're going to believe that story.
But
Yeah, appreciate it.
right here, if you look at all these pertinent documents right here, here's me going to get my passport. Here's my.
Yeah, part of the whole thing about American state nationals is to declare yourself a non-citizen national, and then get a passport from the passport office to indicate that you're a non-citizen national. The problem is the designation of a non-citizen national is mainly for people from American Samoa. It's so fucking it's ridiculous, but sometimes sometimes the passport office falls for it, and people give it to them. But whatever.
My naturalization right here out of the state of Maine. This is my identification, sir.
I got you. I already got your ID.
But that's not really me anymore because I'm no longer a part of the system, and you need to see that I'm actually a living man. That's exactly what I am, recorded on the land and soil. I have a notarized copy of a letter of reciprocity. Here you go.
I don't need that, sir. I got your driver's license. That's all I need, okay?
But technically, I'm not. I'm just letting you know I'm doing this under duress. I'm technically not driving. I haven't broken any laws. But I do respect your job, and I'm not trying to insult you in any way. But I am reserving all rights, sir. And God bless you.
I understand you have your beliefs, okay? And that is.
But we're entitled to that.
Beliefs aren't really the problem. It's
Right,
actions
yeah.
that stem from those beliefs, especially when those actions are illegal, like in this case.
Especially under the common law, and I will reserve under the common law, which is UCC 1-103.6, which brings
UCC.
Do you happen to have insurance? So you say you don't have car insurance?
We're going to get insurance right now because she just bought the vehicle. That's where we're going.
Why the hell would you drive the vehicle to get insurance? Bro, if you're recording this on a cell phone, you have to have access to the freaking internet, right? You know you can get insured on the internet without needing to drive your car, you moron.
Going to do. It's actually her vehicle. What's that?
It was purchased on the 15th.
I was
Yeah.
sick.
She's been sick. She's an elderly lady.
Oh my god, his mom is actually there in the car with her. What the hell is wrong with her? Or him?
You literally just buy the car and you drive.
Okay, I apologize. I should be a little bit more articulated.
Oh, he did say common law too? Okay. Common law, market.
I apologize. Yep, no problem.
I think the word you were looking for there was honest.
Why do they think that they can infringe upon our rights? I'm going to find a way. The passport, they said, is a do not detain. So if I handed them the passport, that would have been a real proper identification and a right to drive.
Oh my god. No.
Driver's license is what he wants to prove that I'm driving because it says driver's license.
Yeah.
Now, the only reason why I gave it to him is because it's...
Oh my god, please tell me mom isn't in on it too.
It's what he asked for. It's what he wants. So I don't have time to waste right now. I'd like to get this insurance situation done for you.
Yeah.
My driver's license actually has my name copywritten and UCC 1-
Ah, he's copywritten his name.
308 on the license itself. I told him, for the record, I'm not driving.
For the record.
He says he doesn't want to answer any questions. He doesn't want to recognize that he swore an oath to protect and serve the Constitution. The only reason why he pulled me over was over that plate. That's what he said.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, sir.
Yeah.
So I was able to run the VIN number of the car. I just had to verify, obviously, it wasn't stolen or anything like that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the vehicle is not registered even by its previous owner, okay? So it's never been, or recently it hasn't been registered, does not have a plate assigned to it.
Right.
Okay. With that being said, you're going to get charged for driving without a tag on that vehicle.
How come?
You're going to get, because, again, this vehicle is not registered with the state, okay?
That's what we're going to do. We got to get insurance first and then register the vehicle. So there should be a grace period, and under your own discretion.
Wait, my understanding is that you I don't remember because it's been ages since I've done it. I'm pretty sure you have to get your car registered before you can get insurance, right? Or is it the other way around?
I'm not breaking any or violated any kind of laws again.
Okay, first of all, if you're asking an officer for discretion, that should be a clue that you're breaking the law.
Yeah.
Why would you need it otherwise?
True. What? Yeah. Why do you care about a grace period if you're not subject to their laws in the first place?
And secondly, if you think you deserve this officer's discretion after lying to him about the date you purchased the vehicle to hide the length of time you've been driving around illegally, then you're more stupid than you look.
You have to register first and then insure, or insure then. I don't know.
This is private property, and I understand that it's her vehicle to go register into the state. I'm just traveling to go to the insurance place, John Beck, which is on Atlantic Boulevard.
Okay.
I guess I'm saying too much because you don't really care.
It's not that I don't care. It's that
but I don't have any cash.
I'm a law enforcement officer.
But these are statutes, and anything that's unconstitutional.
I'm working with you as much as I can.
Oh, if you got statutes and codes, mark that.
Okay, but understand that you're driving.
But this is extortion because there is no corpus delicti. There's not a body. I didn't do anything.
Injured party. I'm counting corpus delicti as injured party.
Wrong.
Uninsured vehicle.
Yeah, but that's not actually breaking the law.
Okay.
And in fact, we're going to get insurance.
Take to the judge and talk to him about that.
Exactly, take your obvious misinformation and misunderstanding of the law to the judge and see how far you get with it. And if this does make it to court, play this video in the courtroom so that...
Hey, Squawk, do you have a bingo? Oh, nice. Congratulations to CT's wife, who apparently got bingo. Man. Bingo twice in one video. It's probably been years since we've gotten that, guys. Well done. I'll go ahead and take your word for it, and we're going to reset. We still have 10 more minutes of this video to go. Can we get a third bingo? That's gonna be wild. Everybody reset.
The judge can see his lies and gaslighting.
Okay.
We're going to get insurance right now.
Just do me a favor, sit tight till I finish paperwork. I'll get you the paperwork. Okay, just sit tight. I'm not going to tell you.
I think you just need to make money.
Listen, I'm not going to tell you a vehicle or anything, but understand that if you drive down the road and the next officer stops you, they might take your vehicle. They might impound your vehicle at that point because it is unregistered and uninsured.
But that's what we're going to do is insure it.
Okay, well, that's not how it works. You got to take care of that before you get on the road.
How come you can't? Hold on, I have a question, please. I'm going to roll down the window a little bit. I don't understand why, at your own discretion, knowing that you are also to protect my rights, which even Congress
why do you care about discretion when you're not even subject to the laws in the first place?
Recognizes the right to travel. There's actually
right to travel.
Women that need to leave one state to go get abortion to another.
You are free to travel, walk out.
That's what I'm doing.
Walk by foot, okay?
But this is also an automobile.
I'll let you talk earlier for quite a while, so let me finish.
Well, actually, you're
okay.
All right.
When you get behind the vehicle, okay, this vehicle is not going anywhere unless you put input and steer it, complete brake, or operating brakes, operating the gas, operating all those buttons and things in the car to make the vehicle move. At that point, you are driving a vehicle, okay? You're free to travel on foot,
driving,
you bike, however you want to, but when you get behind the wheel and you're operating a motor vehicle, you are driving. Okay?
If you check out Chicago,
change that definition however you want to, but you
it's
are
not
driving.
It's not about even USC 30.
The vehicle doesn't move on its own, does it?
Listen, there is a difference between locomotion. It says it right here.
So listen, just sit tight. I'm gonna get you some paperwork, and I'm gonna advise you not to drive. Figure out a different way to get out of here and go home, because if you get back on the road, you can get towed. Okay, so just sit tight for me. I'll get the paperwork.
Good on that officer for cutting him off and not getting into a debate on the side of the road. Though I would still tow his vehicle because he has absolutely no intention of getting insurance or registering it. He needs to be taught a lesson before this SovCit thing gets out of hand.
Yep, or else we're going to get even more SovCits, like in a previous video that Van Balen showed, of what happens when a SovCit gets into a car wreck. They act like a SovCit and they don't take responsibility for their actions. like you would expect them. So all the posturing of them, oh, I'm responsible. Why can't we handle this without having to be forced by the state to have insurance? But as soon as that situation happens, they lie, they obfuscate, and they do their SovCit BS and not take responsibility.
And he ruins not only his life, but his elderly friends.
How's it going?
Sorry, your driver's license back.
Thanks.
All right, here's the paperwork you provided me earlier in regards to when you purchased the vehicle, okay?
Hey, can I get your name and badge number, though, just for the record?
Name and badge number.
Okay, right down here on the bottom is both my name and my badge number, okay? And I'm gonna
Well, I want you to pronounce it. I just want...
Oh, absolutely. My name is Trooper Aliagic.
Aliagic. Okay.
The badge number is 4213.
Thank you.
Okay.
Of course, you're petty enough to want him to pronounce it. It's not enough that you can see his name on his shirt and it's circled on both citations. No, you want him to vocalize it to prove some kind of point. How sad.
All right. Yep. I'm going to give you 2 tickets today. None of them are criminal, okay? They're regular traffic tickets. One is for not having proof of insurance with you, okay? You have 30 days. If you need more time, you can call this number. The fine is $116. However, if you can prove to the court that you have for insurance, follow option number 2 or 3. One of those will apply to you. You should be able to get this dismissed for a small admin fee.
Yes, Devin, that's correct. And in exchange, they have to have like a, I forget what they called it. They have to have like a proof of responsibility or something. They have to provide something that says that they have they have sufficient funds to cover in the instance of an accident or something like that. I can't remember what it's called.
Otherwise, the option number 5 is you can contest this ticket in court. There's your copy for that. Okay. The second is a copy for failing to present a registration for the vehicle. You have 30 days. If you need more time, you can call this number. You can simply pay the citation or you can go to court, okay?
Okay.
You will probably have to present to the court.
So just license, that's it?
I'm sorry?
So you're basically just giving me the tickets for not having insurance and registration?
Correct. Your
Thank you.
license is valid.
Yeah, thank you.
License is good, yeah.
Because really, that's what we're going to do, Trooper.
Right.
So can we please be on our way and go do that? Because it's an accomplishment so that I can go to the court and then get it thrown out.
Surely he can't be this stupid, can he?
He's an idiot.
We are talking about a sovereign city.
You're still wanting him to cut you a break so you can continue to drive on the road without insurance to try and get your insurance. What a moron.
So it's quite possible that he thinks getting insurance and registration after the stop will get the citations thrown out.
Okay, can you do me a favor?
Because I would advise you not to drive this vehicle, but I'm just
okay.
The next officer can.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
I'm from Maine, and in Maine, right?
Okay.
Like they will give you a warning, okay? And then if they see you abuse that, it's over. They put your name and everything into a record that this trooper had already stopped this person or this police officer, and then if they don't take care of the problem, then when they see the person, they pull them right over. And so can you do the same thing?
No, generally the way we do it here, okay, you get your citation, you take care.
This ain't Maine. This is Florida.
Of the issues.
That's what we're going to.
And then you go see a judge and tell them, listen, I took care of all of this, and at that point, the judge has the discretion to go ahead and dismiss it.
I'm going to put the window down. I got to turn on the thing to put the window down. So I'm not arguing with you, and I respect what you're saying, and I'm going to honor what you're doing because I know that this is your job. You did say they're non-criminal. I really feel that a traffic infraction is not actually a crime. There is no corpus delicti. This is more of a contract. You need a driver's license to prove that I'm contracted.
He said corpus delicti, so injured party, market.
The state. But see, I want to unplug from the state.
Sorry, fella, the only thing you've been unplugged from recently is your brain, because only a person without a functioning brain could spew the nonsense you spew.
I don't know. I'm a Native American, but I'm not going to argue semantics with you. What I'm going to say is that, you know, I respect the fact that you are doing your job, and this is what you're being told what to do, okay? And I'm not going to be prejudiced against that.
Appreciate that.
What I would like, though, is I know Florida is a crazy place. I'm not from here. I feel like an alien. I really do. Everybody's either into drugs or they're doing all these crazy things. So I know that there's a necessity for police, definitely. Okay?
Okay.
There really is. But
where's he going with this?
Because Maine's smaller than Florida, there's a smaller, condensed rural areas. Whereas here, it
Okay.
seems so spread out that there's multiple different jurisdictions within where we're at from one point to the next. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, you know, what I'd like to do is be recognized as a real, actual American that, you know, you swore an oath to protect a real one of the people. Okay? I'm not a U.S. citizen. I'm really not. So,
okay.
But he is protecting the people, though, by pulling you over, citing you for no insurance and registration, and telling you not to drive any further, because you could very well drive away from here and create a victim by hitting another vehicle or pedestrian with your elderly passenger's vehicle, because you don't have any cash, remember? Also, it makes no difference what you call yourself. You can declare yourself a king like this guy did recently. You are still subject to the law, whether you like it or not. And yes, this guy does have a playlist on my channel, a link for which is in the description.
I'm going to go take care of that, continue along my way, journeying to John Beck Insurance, where they're going to give us a deal on our insurance instead of ripping us off at these other places like State Farm. And then when we go back to our small little hunky-dunk country town that you will never probably drive through, okay?
Okay.
You won't.
What is he going off on?
See us again. And then we'll get it registered at the DMV in Stark. Does this make sense? Or Keystone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're only going to John Beck because he can help us with affordable insurance.
Okay.
That's why I was going there.
Right.
And I know that you're doing your job. I know that you are probably preferring that I don't, but the only reason why you pulled me over is because of that tag, right? That's it.
Yes.
I didn't violate no traffic laws or anything like that. I was following the common law speed of the land, on the land.
What's the common law speed of the land?
Well, you
How does it?
you broke the law when you put.
That's
that
not
tag
breaking
on
the
that
law.
vehicle. Okay,
That
we're
is
gonna-
a violation
agree
of
to
a statute
disagree.
or a penal code.
We're gonna agree to disagree.
Statutes and codes, mark it.
Yeah, my traffic stop is now over unless you actually
Also, common law. I forgot.
have any questions about the traffic citations I've issued.
Yep.
I'm not gonna get into you. I'm trying to treat you as humane
Yep.
as possible.
Yep.
I mean,
Can I be on my way? I'm molested now. I have the tickets. I'm going to go to court. Please look at me as a decent human being.
You're not detained, but I will strongly advise you not to continue driving because the next officer that pulls you over, they can impound your vehicle. Okay, but you're not detained. You're free to go. Yeah.
You don't think they'll do the same thing?
It's up to the officer discretion, and they might impound your vehicle or they might give you another ticket. It's going to be ultimately.
I prefer New Jersey where there is no discretion.
So you don't think that they'll just be like, listen, I respect what you're doing, get this thing home?
No, because dude, it's an unregistered vehicle. It's uninsured and unregistered. You can get insurance from your house before you ever get on the road in a vehicle.
No.
There's absolutely no reason to be.
They will always do a quote and tell you to come down.
Not that it really matters, because I'm sure the last place this guy is heading is to the insurance company, but is that true, Floridians? Or anyone who
I've never heard of that, but I'm not a Florida man.
knows anything about car insurance in Florida? In some circumstances, do they need to see the vehicle first before doing a deal? Or is this guy just full of it? Because I can go online now and insure any car I buy immediately. But then again, I'm in the UK. Let me know in the comments, because I am genuinely interested.
So I had to go down.
What about insurance?
That's what we're going to do.
You can do that online.
No.
Again, I'm not going to get into that. I'm just trying to explain to you what might happen if we can continue driving and you get pulled over.
Pretty sure all you need is the VIN number.
By county, by city, they have the discretion to impound this vehicle and send you off.
They don't.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
I know you have already closed the encounter, and I'm not arguing with you. I'm letting you know, though, through my experiences, they always call you, and then they need to take pictures of the vehicle. They need to do the VIN number. They need to see the vehicle as they insure the vehicle, and they'll always call you down for a quote, and then you get.
Yeah, this guy's full of it. I've never ever heard of this before. Of having to physically go to an insurance office so they could physically see the vehicle.
Or a higher or lower quote than they offered.
Okay.
I appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
Yep, no problem.
God bless you. Oh my.
Oh my God! And he's just gonna go.
I'm not giving the license next time. Well, He just wanted.
And that, guys, is where he unfortunately cuts the video. I do hope he refuses to hand over his license next time. That will be so much fun. Anyway, I'm sure he went straight down to get the insurance he says he doesn't need because reasons, and then went straight to get it registered.
Alright, you don't need to be pedantic.
What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
I bet you snark at people who say ATM machine, okay?
Right, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave me a like, share the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you also to my channel members and patrons for your continued support. I really appreciate it. And if you would like to support me and get early access to
Alright, let's go with the this sovereign citizen finds out the hard way refusing a breathalyzer has serious consequences. Uh-oh. But before we do that, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I gotta put the pizza in the oven. Hold on. One second. All right, we're back. All right, let's go.
You're breaking the law, fellas. I know the law. You're the one going to come after the most, first of all.
Oh, British. Or is Aussie?
Sleep
John?
until
Oh, this is Aussie.
Don't start trying to threaten him, okay?
and you have no idea, champ, who I've got on my side, mate.
Welcome back to the Van Ballion channel, guys. Today we head to South Australia, courtesy of Cooker28. Link, as always, is in the description, so please subscribe. Where reality catches up to yet another sovereign citizen at home following a breath test refusal. Right, let's get into the video.
Can I get your details? What's your badge number?
I'm going to explain everything to you, John.
No, let's get all your badge numbers. What's your badge number?
Yesterday, 21st of July, 2022.
4555. Senior Sergeant.
Already got name and badge number.
Constable, you know?
Victor Harbour,
What's
impound lot. 79356.
What's your name?
Senior Constable Jeremko.
And you, what's your name, Chris?
Sergeant Smith.
Sergeant Smith, and we got.
Senior Constable Bradley.
Sorry?
Senior Constable Bradley.
Senior Constable Bradley.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks, John.
What's your name?
John.
Your number.
John.
I'm getting my details.
76948.
You guys are illegally on my property. What's here? What's your name, mate?
My name?
Yeah.
Why are you asking my name, mate?
You're on my property, mate. I'm
on your
asking
property.
you.
I'm on your property because we are impounding your vehicle. That's the reason I'm on your property.
For what reason you're impounding my vehicle?
Officer over there is going to explain it to you.
Yeah, sure. But can you get off my property, please? Because you don't have a warrant about my property. Where's the warrant about my property?
Even if they did turn up with a warrant, not that they need one to issue you with a notice and tow your vehicle, you would call it fraudulent anyway, because it wouldn't meet any of your unrealistic expectations. You know, like a judge's wet ink signature and...
By the way, my parents are back home. They actually went on a lengthy cruise trip to New Zealand and Australia. Pretty jealous of them. But yeah, they were actually there for about 2 weeks.
Or the correct seal or something crazy like that.
Can I have... No, you're not getting my vehicle. Can I please have a warrant to say that you've got authorisation to be on my property?
John, I'm trying to explain everything that's going on to you.
Well, you're not explaining. You're breaking the law, fellas. I know the law.
And then you can listen.
I know the law. Where is the warrant?
1st of July 2022 at Beach Road, Goulburn, South. You've refused to comply with the directions.
They take the Lord of the Rings tour. Actually, Liz, their cruise actually did have an excursion that was a Lord of the Rings, like the Lord of the Rings tour or theme. They didn't do it though, but my mom, you know, rubbed it in my face that they had that excursion. So, thanks, Mom.
This is in relation to alco test or breath analysis, Section 47E3, Road Traffic Act 1961. As a result of this allegation, your driver's license is suspended, or you're disqualified from holding or obtaining a driver's license for a relevant period, as defined in Section 47IAA of the Act, being a period up to 12 months. This is forthwith from 6:14 p.m. This is your notice on the 22nd of July, so for right now. Would you like to sign and acknowledge this licence disqualification?
So maybe he wasn't drinking and driving at the time of the alco test request. Or maybe he was and used the SovCit garbage as an excuse. Who knows? But if he wasn't drunk, refusing an alco test request has got to be one of the dumbest ways to instantly lose your driver's licence. Even Sovereign Chloe wasn't that dumb, and she's nuts. So what does that say about this guy?
Oh God, her.
I'm not contracting with you, sir. I decline to contract with people who are acting unlawfully. You're on my property.
Lawfully.
I've asked you to
property.
get off my property. You don't have a warrant to bear my property. You haven't produced any warrant to bear my property. You're not having an implied license because I'm the property owner and I've told you to get off my property.
Can you please tell me what warrant under what section in law that we require to produce to you?
That little freaking long pause. No, he got him. Oh no. All right.
You are the authority, sir. You should be telling me.
No, you told me we need.
I'm a floor sander. You should be telling me right now.
This officer has explained to you why we're here.
He's explained to me why he's here, but you have not answered my questions.
They're not answering your questions because, one, you're not asking any, you're spewing pseudo-legal gibberish at them, and two, because they're not there to get into a debate about what you think the law is. And finally, if you're good at standing floors, stick to that because matters of law clearly aren't for you.
I'm not accepting, I'm not contracting with you. No, don't litter. I don't accept you littering.
Now, we're also impounding your vehicle for 28 days.
No, you're not impounding my vehicle. I'm not Get off my property, police guys.
The keys back?
I'm not producing. I haven't got the keys. I don't even know how the car got back here.
We'll get the tow truck and we'll drag it out on the tow truck.
You will not be taking my car.
So this is your.
Well, I'll be okay. Well, I'm going to contact some legal advice right now.
Please do.
Yes, please do get some legal advice, but proper legal advice, because the SovCit defence and pretending that you don't know how your car got home is not really convincing anyone, is it?
Yeah, because I'm telling you now, you're acting illegally. You have not produced.
This load is here. We just issued to you.
No, you haven't issued to me. I'm not contracted with you.
So
I'm not sure who you're contracting with. Can I see all your insurance indemnity? Who's your insurance? Who is your insurance?
you need anything out the car?
Who is your insurance?
You need anything out the car?
I'm not. I want to know who your insurance is. Who's your insurance underwriter? Who are you insured by?
Who?
We're asking a question in relation to the car. Is there anything in the car? And if
I'm refusing. If you guys want to contract with me, you're going to contract with me on my terms. You're actually breaking the law right now by being on my property when I've asked you to remove stuff from my property. You do not have the implied license to be on my property without a warrant.
You understand
I don't care what you're saying to me. You're breaking the law.
Do you know, for a guy who claims to be exempt from the law, you sure do like using it to threaten people with.
Can you explain to me?
You're breaking the law, fellas.
Explain to me. Can you? So we'll do this one first. Right. Here's the notice that we're picking up, so you can pick the car up, the vehicle up on the 19th of
I don't
August.
want to contract with all this. What's he going to my car for?
Want anything out of the car?
Well, let me have a look. You can have it.
Where are the keys? We got the keys.
Well, I just want to do the window up.
Yeah, we'll do that. Check door. Yeah, check the back door. Cool. Back seat as well. Just make sure you don't want anything.
What's your name, mate?
Doesn't have to give it.
Oh, well, I'm telling you now, you're going to be probably prosecuted.
It doesn't have to give it.
Don't touch me. Don't assault me.
John.
Yep. Okay, move out the way.
John,
Come on,
move out the way.
I'm going to go over here. I'm on my own property.
John, go over there, please.
Thank
Come
you.
on.
Yeah, right.
Come to the mate.
You're gonna be probably prosecuted.
John, he's just doing his job.
No, you're not doing your job, mate. I wouldn't listen to him, buddy. You're taking my car. You're going to be probably prosecuted. You're going to lose everything you've got, champ.
No, come on.
You will. All of yous. You will.
You want to do notice, John?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Thank you.
Nah, mate, the only person losing stuff here is you. Everyone else is making money from your stupidity, including the gurus who peddle this SovCit nonsense.
And including me, who points at, laughs at, and mocks people on the live streams.
I'm not taking anything here. It's yours. Don't litter.
You already...
Good. That's always a good question, Gary. A lot of these guys, they say, "I'm going to bring you over for prosecution, private prosecution, whatever the hell that means."
I didn't take shit. I didn't take stuff, mate. You've been littering on my house. You've been breaking the law. Take your stuff. I'm not taking your notice, mate. Stop littering on my property. Yeah, taking the car, mate. You're still on my
Hold
car.
on.
You can take your property with it.
I got to be ready for the pizza.
It's all right, mate. No, you've broken the fucking law, right? You think you're good, eh? You're the one going to come after the most, first of all. First of all. I won't sleep until I've done all my... Get off my property. You're pushing me out of my property. Get off my property.
Don't start trying to threaten him, okay?
No, I'm telling you, I'm allowed to private prosecute anyone I want.
Yes, you are.
And I'm going to start with you. And you have no idea, champ, who I've got on my side, mate. You're dealing with the whole country.
And you are dealing with serious mental issues if you think anyone but you and your delusional cronies will back you up on this, because the majority of Australians see people like you for the domestic terrorists that you are. Also, you need evidence and upwards of 10 grand to bring a credible private prosecution in Australia, so that wasn't the threat you thought it was. Try harder next time.
Think about that, mate.
Look forward to it, John. I'll see you there.
No, mate, 9 o'clock tonight. Where are you going to be tomorrow morning?
None of your business.
Yes, it is, mate. You're a public servant. You're standing in our town.
John,
good luck doing business in our town, champ.
We'll get moving. Time to go.
Yeah.
Public servant!
Yeah, you've stolen my car.
Thank you.
Public servant!
You're all thieves. Thieves with guns. That is armed robbery. Armed robbery. Can you hear that? Yep.
This is a residential neighbourhood, and it's at night or early in the morning. Either way, I would definitely have something to say to this douchebag for interrupting my peace, with his shouting and screaming and incoherent rambling. And his car regularly gets towed, apparently, so this is probably a regular occurrence.
Do some research, fellas.
No, we have done, mate.
No, you do. You're going to do it. You saw those sites, ElisasDown.com.
I saw that.
Jesus is Lord.
Jesus is
Lord.
Okay.
Okay.
As well.
As I said, you go to legislation, SA, You can actually look at the legislation yourself, all right? That's a
Section
good one.
109.
You can look at the legislation
Anything
online, okay?
that comes into contact, into, if it's the same as a Commonwealth Act, right?
Section 109 of what act?
Of our Constitution, sir.
You're talking about the Constitution?
Yeah, Section 109. When a state law
Yeah.
is in contradiction of a
The
federal law,
Yes.
the federal law
takes precedence.
to the degree of the difference. Correct?
The states are also
Now,
allowed to make
if
their
we've
own
got
law.
a state of Western Australia that has done something without a referendum, and I've got a constitutional matter, which it is, because you've agreed on that on camera.
I don't think I do
Now,
agree.
you did.
I don't think I do
You
agree.
did. Now, what I'm saying
said
is, you've all been articulated.
You've been all being articulated. Well,
you've been articulated. Get F.
Well, that's definitely a sentence. What it means or what he was trying to say is anybody's guess.
Why I said what I said last night, but now you're taking a direction, his word for it all, and then you're coming and stealing my car and
boy car
working for a corporation.
Ooh, corporation.
Do you understand? The UA?
That's your opinion.
Yeah, it is my opinion. I'm giving it to you.
Leave opinions out of it. So.
No, mate. Opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one, right?
True.
And we've certainly given you a time of day of your opinion, all right?
Mate, I don't care what
car's
time of day you're coming. You're getting paid, mate. You're getting paid by people like me.
Yeah, I bet. Vintage.
I guess I got the state government, mate.
Yeah, who funds them?
Well, I pay taxes as well.
Your taxes are being paid by me.
Says the guy who...
Wait, what? What? No. Oh. No. No, you are not paying the officer's taxes.
who doesn't contract with the government, he is a corporation. What a hypocrite.
And me, I pay taxes as well.
Your money from your wage comes
money?
from us.
My money?
Yes.
Goes also to taxes as well.
Where does all of it come from before you pay the
It comes
tax?
from the general population.
Now, exactly.
And,
Right,
and we're
taxes.
part
Okay.
of the population, aren't we?
Taxes.
Are we part of the general population?
Yeah, we are.
Am I?
Yeah, you are.
Thank you. So I pay taxes as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everybody pays taxes, and that money goes into
Did
the
you know
pool,
taxes are voluntary?
and then the government.
Oh, he is hit it with a tax is voluntary.
And then the government dishes it out to all the services for you.
Do you know why? Okay, so ask me this.
So now, because he didn't get the desired outcome from the tax topic, because this cop knew what he was talking about and knew how to shut it down, likely because he's heard that 1,000 times, he does what all conspiracy theorists do. He drops that topic like a ton of bricks and pivots to another SovCit talking point.
Yep.
The birth certificate conspiracy.
There it is.
Answer me this. Why is it that on my birth certificate, my surname is in all cap letters?
All cap letters!
Given name, not birth.
Oh, no.
John Paul. But then, all the license and all those things you give me, that you guys are coming and trying to contract with, Mr. or whoever, John P. Quaremba or John Paul Quaremba in all caps letters, that's not me. Okay? Now, tell me, why is it that you on the license say John Paul Quaremba, but my given name is John Paul? Now, why is that registration? What happens to that birth registration? Why do I have to get registered at birth when we've got a live birth record before the registration?
Oh, because I don't know.
Can I get your email and send some stuff?
No, mate. No.
Yeah, mate. If I need legal advice, the last person in the world I will go to for it is the
I am not giving you my email address.
guy who owns the car I'm in the middle of towing, is what this cop is likely saying to himself in his head. I mean, that's like asking a burglar to look after your house while you're on holiday.
You're taking my car and I'm still trying to be a nice person.
Yeah, look, I'm being nice.
Well, not taking, you're stealing.
Taking's probably stealing's a bit hard.
That's how I find out that bloke. He's alright.
No, look, he's just doing his job, mate.
He's
All right?
stealing my car.
No,
Without him, he's an accessory to the theft of my car. From you guys. You're a corporate. You do realise you're a corporation. Every time you send out a fine, the fine's enforcement. You've got an ABN. You've got an ABN at the top. Do you agree with that?
You said something about not paying taxes.
It's voluntary.
How is that?
Okay, you show me in the Constitution where it says I've got to pay GST.
Well, I don't have the Constitution here.
Well, we should know.
the state-
Why don't we know our
but the state-
Constitution? We're
but the
Australians.
state- but
Why
the
don't-
states in the
There you go, there's a
Constitution-
better question.
the
Why
state-
don't we know our Constitution? We're grown men. We should be defending our Constitution at all costs, shouldn't we?
Oh my God.
We do. We do.
You don't. You
The
just think you
Consti-
don't.
The Constitution allows the states...
What's section 117?
The Constitution allows...
Was that you that came round here
Oh my God. He just does not stop talking.
looking for me? Was it?
Ugh.
Back in December, round then, when entry permit SA was around, and I went to see me dying mother who's got stage 4 lung cancer.
What's entry permit?
Huh?
What's entry permit? For the what?
Oh, I'm not sure. I think the South Australian government was in contradiction of 117, section 117, which says that any of the Queen's subjects cannot be discriminated against from state.
What?
Hey?
But one state was stopping the other state. Oh, no one said that, but it's all coming out now.
Oh, fuck, God damn it!
Yeah, about what you...
Sat Hale just donated 100. They said CT told me to. Lols.
Thank you, Sathdale, for the $100 tip. And goddamn, CT, you are a piece of I hate you. Okay, the pizza's done. I gotta get the pizza out of the oven. Oh my God. I hate you so much, man. Sathdale, what the hell, dude? Oh. Thank you. Thank you so much for your generosity. But, oh my God.
The Constitution. The only thing you've got is a gun by your fucking side and makes you tough. You're the only decent bloke here. He's a knucklehead. He's a knucklehead. I give credit where it's due, mate.
Alright, we don't leave you, Jordan. Alright.
Call him Assad.
Not the first time she's been taken. She loves going on holidays.
Not the first time it's been towed. Now, why doesn't that surprise me?
Yeah, not talking.
Got everything?
Can't wait to see all you boys in court. Have fun. Do your homework, brother.
Oh, we might. Thank you.
Do your homework.
Thank you.
You want me to send you an email? Send me an email. I'll look you up anyway. I'll find you. I've got your number.
So there we are, guys. Another SovCit gets his car towed that often that it's become a joke to him. How sad is that? Well, if he's happy to laugh about it, so are we. But not for the same reasons, obviously. Right, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave me a like, share the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you also to my channel members and patrons for your continued support. I really appreciate it. And if you would like to support me and get early access to videos like this, then the links to do all that are in the description. Right, take care all, and I will catch up with you in the next video.
All right, here's the last one from Van Balen. Probably the last one for us this evening. Another American state national gets caught up. The hell?
The zone of interest is not a story.
Find it anywhere else.
For driving under suspension and fictitious plates.
I came to the National Guard to look for help because I couldn't find it anywhere else.
For driving under suspension and fictitious plates.
They're right now towing her vehicle illegally.
She's being cited under both. Driving under suspension is a city law, and then the fictitious plates is a state law. So that falls under the Constitution. Us.
What?
What?
Welcome back to the Van Balen channel, guys.
Thank all of you. Oh, must be 7 o'clock. Thank all of you for the re-ups and memberships.
Today we head to the National Guard recruitment facility in Alliance, Ohio. courtesy of this delusional sovereign citizen who went there for help because she couldn't find it anywhere else, whatever that's supposed to mean. Anyway, the National Guard asked her to leave the property and call the police, who arrive and find the vehicle she drove there in has fictitious plates. Further investigations reveal her licence is suspended, so they impound the vehicle. But not before the whole family, who are completely nuts, turn up. This is where the video begins.
Oh boy.
You will not be allowed to drive it without power.
Tell them what's going on, Christy. Christy! Tell them what's going on.
I came to the National Guard to look for help because I couldn't find it anywhere else. And they get here and they see that I have my plate on here that they say is illegal. And
Ms. Crow, here's your citation for driving under suspension and fictitious plates. You've got court on Wednesday, January 24th, 2024, 1 p.m. in Alliance Municipal Court. You must attend or there will be a warrant issued for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. You're a good man. All of you.
Yeah, those look fictitious to me.
They're right now towing her vehicle illegally.
No, probably not.
Okay, first of all, if the way he broke up the conversation with those two to issue her those citations doesn't tell you this cop is done with this sovereign citizen nonsense, then keep watching because he destroys their whole world next by citing the 10th Amendment.
Uh-oh.
And secondly, if driving a truck on fictitious plates while your license is suspended is not illegal, then I don't know what is.
Oh, I guess we got almost 300 people here watching. Thank you guys. Always glad to have you aboard. Hit that like button if you haven't already. For those who don't know, my new family member's name is Maik. And it's set in stone. His name is Maik.
We're all recorded too.
That's fine.
Tenth Amendment, the Constitution. Part of the Bill of Rights, which gives power to the states to create their own laws, which states allow the cities to create theirs as well.
Oh, so
she's actually being cited under a state law.
Under a state law, not a city law?
Well, she's being cited under both. Driving under suspension is a city law, and then the fictitious plates is a state law. So that falls under the Constitution and us sticking to our...
Okay. Okay.
Don't argue with me.
I don't argue, sir.
No, come on, you must have an argument against the 10th Amendment. You're ignoring state law by driving around on fictitious American national plates. You cite the Constitution and question their oath. Surely you must have something. Or did your guru not tell you about the 10th Amendment?
No, well, David Lesser Straight is a hardcore American state national adherent, and no, he never talks about the 10th Amendment.
Yeah, sounds about right. Good on this cop for calling out this clear hypocrisy.
Are you aware of the 10th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which gives the power to the states to dictate law? That's actually the 10th Amendment.
I'm not arguing. I don't agree. I don't argue. I don't know who called them.
Well, you know who called them.
They did. They were taking pictures of us,
they
too.
Sure did. Our National Guard.
Yep. Okay. They were called.
It's not a private token.
Well, I pay it for it.
He works for the city.
I pay it for it. Why can't I have it towed where I want it to? No, it's going to Mills.
Because he works for the city, not
Because tow,
It's going to Mills.
Mills, they have a monopoly,
I paid
man.
for it, correct? It's going to Mills.
It's a monopoly.
It's going to Mills. Leave it here.
They're the tow.
I know I can't leave it here. I said, why can't I have it towed
It's
to
a
my
block
parents'
away, much shorter than Mills.
Do you have the ignition
I
key?
can pay you.
Okay, I need
to
it.
have it towed right there now. Why you have it?
I'd much rather have him drive it up than it getting pulled on there.
I know, me too.
What place? Well, obviously you're going to harass me if I continue to drive the light.
Can I please have the ignition?
Yes, I want the other keys though.
I have no idea why they went to the. I don't think it's ever really known or stated why they went to the National Guard in the first place. I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know.
Here's a novel idea. Stop breaking the law. That way you get to drive your vehicle home instead of watching it go down the road on the back of a tow truck to wherever it ends up at. And yes, you hurt the state, i.e. the tax-paying public, by driving on roads you refuse to pay for. So drop the victim complex attitude.
It's not like he was driving on the street.
Nobody's hurt.
He wasn't driving on the street.
Well, we can't speak for other officers.
Here you go.
No, and I'm not asking. I try to be right. You got a, can I just have a code?
Right down on Bon Air.
That
we'll
plate
pay
is
him
ours
and
and I
it'll
want it.
stay set.
She wants the fake plates back.
I'm sorry, no. The Bon Air is down the road. I got my business. Okay, well, no. I'll pay you cash or whatever. If he gives you a dollar amount for how much it'll cost.
Oh no, Liz.
That's right, I'll pay it. Well, I don't have a problem.
Give him the cash right then when he does it.
Just Bon Air, you were take later. Yeah, you guys work that out. If you guys work that out, they're taking it to their house.
Absolutely. It's not you leave anything valuable in there.
We aim to stay around here. I got the case over before all our time. Captain Barnhouse was before all our time. And I've been here 26 years. So.
I know it was before your time.
Yes.
It's his son, I think, is a police officer somewhere.
I know
Nick
he was
or
Smith.
something.
I know he was Smith. I know it was on Smith Township.
Oh, wow, Father. I forgot. I don't even know about that incident.
Now we got the truck loaded up. She's got her site. They said they don't want you guys here, so you guys gotta head out, okay?
Okay.
All right. We don't want to trespass anybody or anything like that if we don't have to. You understand what I'm saying?
Can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Technically, like, I go to work and pay my taxes.
Right.
Okay.
So technically, I do pay for this, correct?
Pay for what?
No. This is funded by the federal government.
Well, do my tax dollars go to the federal government?
But that also doesn't make it
yours.
Public. This is private. If they don't want you here, you can't be here.
Correct, but if I pay for it, that's why I don't understand.
You didn't pay for it.
Look, it's very simple. If they want you off the property for whatever reason, you have to leave or you can be subject to arrest for trespassing. You do not have carte blanche to be on the property just because a portion of your tax dollars fund it. What about that is so hard to understand?
Do you know who paid for it?
No, not exactly. But I do know that this isn't public property. This isn't a park. This isn't anything like that offered by the city. Same thing with Walmart.
So does that make
yes? What's that?
Does that make the United States government privately owned company?
I don't.
Oh God, no.
I wouldn't say that at all. I would say that right now they don't want you on the property, so you have to leave.
Okay, that's fine. I can leave. It's just the way you're saying it. It makes it sound like the government, the United States government, is privately owned.
No, it's not.
Nope, I'm not trying to say that whatsoever. I'm trying to say that this is private property. They want you to leave. You have to leave.
Okay.
I don't want to arrest anybody if I don't have to.
But you just don't know who owns it, correct?
It's the Ohio National Guard.
Okay, so the state of Ohio owns it?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
It'd be the state of Ohio.
So someone is paying for it?
I would assume somebody had to build it.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit here and have this conversation.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
I do appreciate.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
help us either. Don't forget the National Guard will not help you.
I thought maybe they would get JAG involved, but they're too busy doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Jag? What the fuck?
But
they had no reason to call the police on us.
I mean, I don't understand. Our tax dollars are not paying for this.
Did they come out and ask you to leave the property?
No.
Well,
But he did say it's not our tax dollars paying for this.
Oh, it isn't?
So
It is your tax dollars paying for it, but that doesn't mean that you have the right to go on it and be on it for however long you wish for no reason. Just because you pay taxes, your tax dollars pay for the maintenance and upkeep and the obligations that come from it, doesn't make it as though it's your personal property, moron.
does that mean the United States government is a privately owned company?
No.
We're not paying for it? Yeah.
No, it's not. Oh my God, it's all three generations. All three generations are freaking morons.
The United States government.
So our tax dollars do not pay for this.
They didn't say.
So where's our tax dollars going?
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. That 2 to 3 minute conversation she had there with a random cop who, let's face it, didn't really know much about where he was or who paid the bills, was enough to validate every single one of hers and the family's conspiracy theories.
Naturally.
That is both sad and scary at the same time.
Yeah, well, that's how these people operate. That's how anybody who are so conspiracy brained that they will take anything, any small morsel to validate their insane beliefs. That's what happens when you're neck deep into this crap.
I can't understand how they can evict you from a property and they have to move you to leave. I know, that's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
They didn't even come back out. They didn't even ask us to leave. They just called the police to get us, so they get some money out of us.
So if the United States government is not paid, who's paying the military?
Your mom. Oh wait, not you. Oh, it's a good question.
If they're not working for us, who are they working for?
These guys work for
the cabal.
the city, they said.
Pepe.
Wow.
Policy enforcers.
So who pays them?
Policy enforcers. Oh wow, we already marked it. I haven't heard policy enforcer in a long time. We already marked it.
I give up who?
I don't know. I don't know. But yes, this is an illegal tow in my eyes.
It sure is. I came here for help.
Yep.
From the National Guard. They did not ask me to leave. I could have left, and I should have.
Yep.
Get that coffee one.
I already did.
So there we are, guys, another self-proclaimed state national right to travel fail. Not sure if he got his wish to have his truck towed home, but I'll drop a link to the original for anyone with an inquiring mind. Right, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, then please leave me a like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel.
Everybody!
Also to my channel members and patrons for your continued support.
Shout out!
I really appreciate it. And if you would
Van
like to support my work and get early access to videos like this, then
shout out to Van, always and forever. Always finds the best content. The best SovCit videos out there. Thea, thank you for the 99-cent super chat. And did I miss another one? Thank you for the $5 super chat as well. Oh, yeah, CT, thank you for the $5. But yeah, we're going to call it here. I know it's a bit early for my taste, but I don't want to get too crazy. And my pizza is, I think it's sufficiently cool, so it doesn't burn the roof of my mouth as they usually do. But I will stop it here. Who knows? I might come back on later, but that's gonna be that's probably gonna be a bad idea. Because I'll probably get too inebriated and it's not gonna be appropriate. So I think it's best to stop here. But thank you guys. As always, you have a good rest of your evening. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't, and check out my Discord. But yeah, you take care. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Adios.